Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. Today we're going to be talking about, can lumber keep going down, especially when you're seeing supply getting a little bit tight on the supplier's side. So without further ado, let's do this. All right, thank you guys for joining me. I am the Economic Ninja. I really appreciate you checking this video out. If you like it, if you don't mind hitting thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you don't like it, smash the thumbs up button twice. You'll really get the point across. I really appreciate that. And also, comments are always welcomed. You know, there's a lot of comments actually. When I started covering lumber back in the springtime when it was skyrocketing up, and I said, don't worry, it's gonna come down by around mid-July, mid-summer area, because people are gonna care more about the cost of food and other things that are gonna be skyrocketing. Got a lot of interesting comments around that time. Some people didn't agree with that. A lot of people did agree with that. And I was just trying to explain using lumber as a economic cycles example, a cycle example. So, okay, so a couple of things that I just want to write down, and as people are asking it, can prices keep going down? Right now we're like around $500 for 1,000 square foot, 1,000 board foot of lumber on the futures exchanges. It was an all-time high. I want to say around 1,800. And when I said it was going to be coming down, it was around 1,600. So it still had a good way to go. But I was looking at something completely different. Now, what's happening in the lumber industry is very interesting because it actually happens in every industry when you experience a price boom and then it starts to come falling down. Every industry that's experienced this does this exact same thing, and most people don't realize it. They get really super excited about those high prices and they try and figure out a way of keeping those prices high, okay? Regardless of the reason why they went high. They go, oh man, we got something here. So this is what the lumber industry it's happening right now, is mills are trying to hold back inventory, okay? They're gonna try right now and sort of make their own squeeze, and that's not gonna work out very well. It never works out for any industry, and this is why. It's very, very easy to explain, especially depending on how they do their taxes. First off, you have to look at how much cash flow is coming into a corporation, how much money they have set aside, okay? Because these companies, they get this really good idea, you know? It's almost like that light bulb, bing idea, and like, we're gonna hold back inventory because now, you know, everybody's oversupplied in lumber. I mean, you can go down to any home do-it center right now and take a look, and I mean, lumber's stacked to the roofs. And they said, we're gonna hold it back. This is gonna be great. And so they stopped selling it, right? And of course, it's super easy to stop selling it because nobody's giving them a call. You know, they're like, hey, we got enough lumber, we're good right now. And they're like, all right, for the next month, we're gonna hold back. And then it's like, okay, now we're gonna really hold back the next month. You know, someone calls, I need some lumber. Oh, we don't got it. We got one over on them. And what happens is then maybe the next month goes by and they go, the CFO comes walking in, Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. President, we're getting a little tight on cash. He goes, it's okay. I know, but it's okay. We got this. And the prices aren't going up. And then that next month comes in, the CFO goes, hey, boss, we don't have any money to keep going. We just don't. We need to sell some lumber. And they sort of look out there and they go, okay, let's look, see who needs some lumber. And there's still a lot of people, I don't. Yeah, you gave us a lot. And then like, oh, there's gotta be someone somewhere, and there's nobody. And then what happens? They gotta sell it cheap because they gotta pay their bills. And it happens all throughout industries that experience this. And this isn't the only one. You're gonna see this in steel. I know, it's like, no, Ninja, you don't know what you're talking about. Steel's not gonna come down. Yeah, it is. Well, maybe we'll make a video about that. The other thing is, no, actually, there's nothing. That's literally it. I mean, it's literally, and it sounds crazy, it's literally that simple. When it comes to economics, you have supply, you have demand. Now, and we're gonna get into a real estate video, but we're starting to see real estate doing some really interesting things. Something, again, that I called back in July, and it's really starting to open up. And unless the Federal Reserve does some interesting, tricky stuff, I don't know if the demand's gonna be there for lumber, especially, now remember too, this is peak building season. We're going into now seasonality, a slowdown period in building as we get into holiday season, cold weather starts coming in. Now, just so you know, there's going to be some stories out there that are going to say, you know, this hurricane that's hitting the country, it's absolutely horrible, but these things happen all the time, but they're going to throw it out there. Lumber demand's going to be crazy because we have to rebuild. And you're like, all right, most people don't realize we have hurricanes every year. Okay, we have these. Sure, there's some that are worse than others, like Katrina, but they're going to try and push that narrative. So I don't think the facts are. You can see lumber futures rise maybe 1 or 2 months, but then when it all shakes out and the dust settles and you start seeing the real numbers coming out of the you know, how much lumber Home Depot or Lowe's sold, how much, you know, Menards sold, how, you know, you'll go, okay, it really wasn't that big of an effect. So anyway, guys, last thing, I do believe that you could see lumber come back a little bit more down in price. However, I mean, we're sitting around, if I had to guess, I haven't looked at a chart in like a couple weeks. We're probably around, what, 2018 numbers as far as futures are concerned. As far as the raw goods, we're sitting around mid 2017, 2018 numbers for a 2x8, 4x8 foot. So yeah, I do believe it can come back a little bit, but there's going to be some interesting things. They're going to try and pull off some really interesting narratives, let's say, to scare people into buying, okay? All right, guys, with that being said, I hope you got something out of this. Thank you so much to all the new subscribers. The Economic Ninja is out.